I've got an internet crush. She's not a celebrity, but she's taken. So can't help falling in love. Can't take the hint and give up. My mama told me don't talk to people you haven't met. I guess my mama was right.
And we're back in Brunei. Today I'll be staying at Hajah Hotel, which is located inside Kiulap. Super convenient location with a supermarket, a lot of food options, and a little bit of shopping.
I have arrived at my Bandar Hotel. It's the premier room because they are quite booked out for the standard rooms. And I've got 2 beds. I don't know why they gave me 2 beds, but I've got 2 beds. And actually it works out for me. Usually if I'm traveling, I'll just sleep on 1 bed when I'm dirty and need a rest and don't want to wash my hair. And then this is my clean bed, so I will go there to sleep after I'm done showering. And obviously there's not much of a view from here, but I guess it's a sunset. So we're looking at half of a sunset view.
Dinner is at this place called Yappy Kopitiam. And I was really craving butter fried chicken and also Thai fried rice. But honestly speaking, it was not as good as I remembered. My dad also commented that it wasn't as good as he remembered as well. So overall, 5 out of 10 meal, but 7 out of 10 for nostalgia, I guess. The next morning, I had to wake up really early in the morning because we were heading over to immigration and we didn't want to have to queue for too long. So I dressed up in pretty modest wear, I would say, and tied up my hair because the last time I was here to do my IC, I had coloured hair and they sent me right home. Morning! It is 6:30 a.m. in the morning. I had a decent sleep, to be honest, but my deep sleep was like 30 minutes or so. I'm gonna get breakfast at the hotel breakfast place and then I'll be heading off to immigration, which is why I am in modest wear. I'll be changing my shoes to shoes instead of sandals and I'll be ready to go. I hope it doesn't take too long because immigration opens at 7 and then we'll need to process my IC and whatnot. I've already gotten everything prepared and then yeah, hopefully I get to nap before I start work today. And I'm excited for lunch already. The process was really quick. I think it took about 30 minutes and the people in the immigration office were super nice as opposed to my past few times there. Then we went to this cafe called Hungry Bistro, which sells pork. So if you guys don't know, in Brunei it's actually pretty hard to get like a non-halal license, and it doesn't really make sense for you to have a non-halal restaurant in Brunei because about 85% of the population are all Muslims, so non-halal food can only cater to this many people. After lunch, I headed to my dad's office to do some work. He had an extra room in the office for me to do work in, but it was super messy, so I had to clean up first before I started work. This is me fooling around with some really cute retro stuff I found in his office. Dinner was at another non-halal restaurant below my dad's office. And this time around, I got my favourite fried kway teow. I personally prefer fried kway teows without a lot of fancy toppings. In this case, they served it a bit differently. They have char siu and a sunny side up, but usually they just fry it with one meat and bean sprouts. At night, we went to the Sultan Haji Omar Ali Saifuddin Bridge, also known as the Temburong Bridge. So this bridge was just built, I think, pretty recently in around 2020, and it connects the main part of Brunei to Temburong. So Brunei, if you guys don't know, is actually split into 2 parts, almost like East and West Malaysia. So for one part, which is the mainland, it's actually the west, where Kuala Belait, Syria, Tutong and Bandar Seri Begawan is. And then the other section, which is the east, is actually called Temburong. In the past, you would actually have to take a water taxi from mainland Brunei to Temburong, but after the bridge was built, you could actually just drive across the bridge. When you're at Temburong Bridge, you can actually see some cars parked on the left side next to the river because these people actually live in Kampung Ayer, which is the village on top of the Brunei River, as you can see here. So usually what they do is they'll park their cars there after work and then they'll take a boat back into their house. About 40,000 Bruneians actually stay in Kampung Ayer, and there is an entire community there with mosques, schools and houses as well. So along the running track near Temburong Bridge is the Omar Ali Saifuddin Mosque, which is one of the two Masjid Negaras, aka National Mosque. So if you guys are into culture, this is definitely a place worth visiting. I had an amazing sleep that morning and I decided to go for a run before breakfast, and there is a small park near my hotel, so I ran over to the park to clock in a few km worth of running because I was completely inactive for the entire week that I was in Miri and Brunei. Okay guys, I'm back in my room. Just now, as I was running to the running track-ish situation, basically the park, right? I had to go past the river and this like mangrove looking place, right? And they had this footpath that was on grass, so it was those very uneven kind lah, right? And then next to it is just greenery. So I was like running and like struggling already, right? Then suddenly I heard noise behind me come out of the freaking like greenery, right? And it was like, and it was a huge thing, right? So it's either a huge ass monitor lizard or a small ass crocodile, okay? It's very possible that it's a crocodile, okay guys? It's fucking scary. And I was like and yeah, I didn't even dare to look back. I just and then I had to walk back there again, and it was so scary that I ran at the road because like it was opposite direction, so I could see the cars coming. So if the cars were coming towards me, then I'll just run in again, but I was terrified for my life. Okay, that's all, bye. Now I'm just gonna pack my dirty laundry properly and zip what needs to be zipped, flip things around so that I can bring them to the laundry later and just throw everything in directly without having to pack. Lunchtime came and I visited this place called Toast and Roast. It is a shop opened by a family friend. The owner is quite entrepreneurial and she did have another restaurant business before this, which I absolutely loved. And if you guys like the decor, the murals and the menu, it's actually all done by her daughter. Super impressive, right? Afterwards, I headed to the laundromat near my dad's office, and honestly it's my first time in a laundromat, so it was an interesting experience. While waiting for the laundry, I headed over to Huaho, which is a departmental store near the laundromat. One thing I have to tell you guys, right, is that Brunei used to be an extremely boring place, and the most exciting part of my weekends would be spent in Huaho, which is the departmental store. Going to Huaho was like such a luxury, so people who lived in Kuala Belait, which is the other end of Brunei, would do weekend drives to the capital, which is Bandar Seri Begawan, to go for like Huaho trips. Oh my god, it's freaking nostalgic because I used to get ice cream here. So this is my first time in a public laundromat, and there is one side for washer and then one side for dryers, and they come in multiple sizes or rather weights. So you can see here it's self-service. You just insert the notes in and then they change tokens out for you. So $1 is one token, and then there is the price list above. So you can see here they will actually label the weight. Generally for a few days worth of clothes, 9 kg is actually enough. So 9 kg is the cheaper one, and then followed by 14, and then here there is 28 as well, which is very heavy duty. And then afterwards, here's your dryer. So dryer, I believe there's 14 kg and then 20 kg only. Settings wise, what I did is I did a 20 minutes, which means $2, 2 coins, and then I clicked on high and then started. So I gotta wait 20 minutes for this to spin. There are some do's and don'ts on what you can and cannot
cannot bring to a public laundromat. So here are the don'ts.
After your clothes are done drying, they actually provide laundry baskets for you to put them in and then fold it. But I personally don't trust the laundry basket because I don't know what's been inside. So I grabbed everything by hand and then went to the folding corner to pack it up. I wiped the table because it was a bit dirty and I didn't want to put my clean clothes on a dirty surface. And yeah, that is the end of my public laundromat experience.
Done my laundry. It's here.
Good AM everybody! Today is my last day in the hotel and honestly I'm quite sad. I'm getting quite used to this environment and I finally got a really good sleep last night. I slept for 8.5 hours. But yeah, all good things come to an end. I will be going back to my kampung.
Seriously, someone just left this firewood, especially theirs, and it left it here.
Because I didn't take leave for the entire week, I was only out for breakfast, lunch and dinner, and the rest of the time I was actually working in the hotel or my dad's office. Here are some clips of me working in case my boss is watching this. Hello boss. I am finally leaving and my room is in a mess. But yeah, I am having a bit of a fever now, so I'm gonna find Panadol later and just rest inside my dad's office because my head is hurting. I feel super cold and I don't want to be sick for the rest of my trip. My colleague noticed that I'm always sick when I travel. I don't know if it's because of the change in environment and my body gets stressed out or I get stressed out over everything. But yeah, I hope I do feel better soon. See you guys. And my last stop was Jing, which is also a core memory for me. This is kind of the go-to breakfast place for my family on weekends. I got myself zima kway teow, which is kway teow with fried fish, and roti kuning kawin, which is yellow bread with kaya and butter. Afterwards, we headed down to Penaga, which is once again at the other side of Brunei for my cousin's birthday. And I didn't take many videos because, you know, it's family time and I didn't really want them to feel uncomfortable as well. Next day for breakfast, we went to this place called Hin Nam Feng for breakfast. We wanted to have char kway teow at the market, but unfortunately the market wasn't open, so we went for the next best thing, which is fried kolomi. Then I also went to grab some groceries and visited my other aunt. I am once again severely dehydrated. My head is hurting like crazy and I bought this from the supermarket just now. It's the 3-leg cooling water, but I've never seen it in a can in Singapore before. And this is the grape flavour. I've actually also never seen the grape flavour, so I bought this to try out. So taste test. Oh, it's actually carbonated. Wait, it's not carbonated. It tastes like grape juice. Not bad. Can try. At night, my uncle and auntie brought me out to a new Indian restaurant, and the next morning my aunt brought me out for char kway teow. Unfortunately, we didn't have much time, so we grabbed a random store. Wasn't very nice, and yeah. That concludes my Brunei trip. Thanks for watching. See you in my next video. Bye!